John here at learningguitarnow.com, and in this podcast, I want to show you how to play a lick in the style of ZZ Top. Billy Gibbons was one of my favorite blues guitar players. He's got some great phrasing and excellent bending and vibrato styles, and this lesson is sort of in the style of Just Got Back from Babies in the key of C minor. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So what I'm doing for this lick is I'm starting on the flat 7th note, the 11th fret of the B string here with my 3rd finger. We're in the first pentatonic position, minor. And I'm using my 3rd finger, and I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a 12/8 blues, so I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And right after the 6th count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You hit 11th fret and vibrato it pretty heavily. Next step, we're going to hit 8th fret of the high E string, my 1st finger, and then slightly bend the 11th fret of the high E string. That's the minor 3rd there. And then I'm going to bar my 1st finger and hit the 8th fret on the high E string and let it ring out, but don't vibrato it. That's an important part of this lick, is to don't vibrato certain licks and vibrato very hard certain bends and notes. So here, we don't vibrato that one. Now we're going to vibrato hardcore this 11th fret of the B string. Kind of like a bee sting vibrato, because it's just instant bend vibrato. There is no bend up to pitch. It's just straight vibrato hardcore. So the first part, you got this. Vibrato. That's the first section. You see certain elements or certain notes are vibrato pretty hard, and certain bends are vibrato very hard. So let's go over that slowly. Like I said, 11th fret on the B string, 3rd finger, vibrato hard, the start of the lick. Don't vibrato this. Now B sting. Now hit 8th fret of the high E string, and then bend and vibrato the 10th fret of the G string. That same bee sting vibrato is what I like to call it. I'm using my 2nd finger. Now hit 8th fret on the B string, bend up 11th fret, but don't vibrato. Now bar the 8th fret there with your 1st finger, but don't vibrato. And do the B sting again on the 10th fret of the G string. It's a pretty tough lick to get down. It's not that simple. I'll do it slow here, the first section. Just a really cool bending lick that it really gets your vibrato and bending into your chops in order. Let's go into the next section where it's got this cool little rundown. I'm going 8 to 11 on the B string, 10th fret of the G string, and we just repeat that. Now bar your 8th on the 8th fret with your 1st finger on the B and G strings. Now 10 barred with your 3rd finger on the G and D string on the 10th fret. Now 8th fret of the G string, pull off on the D string 10 to 8, 10 on the A string, 8 on the D string, then 10, 9, 8 straight down the blues scale, 6th fret bend slightly. Let's go through that run slowly as this. Pretty cool lick. It'll take some time to build it up to speed. But super sweet lick there. Combining the first two parts, we have this. Now, the chord progression is at C minor. We went to C minor back to C minor. It's in the key of C minor. We went back to the C minor during that walk down phrase here. As soon as you go to the 8th fret on the B and the G strings, it's switching back to C minor. And the other part of the solo or lick that we're doing is played with the F minor chord, this thing. Now, after we do that little rundown lick, we're going to go to the final lick here and go 8th fret of the D string, bend 10th fret of the G string, pull it down, hit 10-8, and then hit 10 on the G string, and then roll your finger up to hit the root note C twice. That's a classic Billy Gibbons lick. It goes like this. May sound simple, but it's typical Billy Gibbons. You hear this. He'll always start out with the flat 7th, which in this case is the 8th fret of the D string. Now bend 10th fret, which is the 4th interval on the G string. Right there in that minor pentatonic. Move it up an octave, and he does that a lot as well. You want to throw Billy Gibbons in there and a lick in somewhere pretty easily, just throw that lick in. Sounds great. I find him doing that a lot. Let's play the entire lick. Slowly is this. Pretty sweet lick, I think. Just a great one. ZZ Top's one of my favorite bands, and Billy Gibbons, just definitely an awesome guitarist. Lots of cool phrasing and note placement. Okay, that does it for this podcast. If you would like to tab the backing track and the interactive version of this podcast, please think about becoming an All Access Pass subscriber. For more blues and slide guitar lessons, please visit learningguitarnow.com, and I'll see you next time.